Well, good morning. It's a gorgeous morning here, so I thought I would wake up and give you a little sunrise Pilates. Um, so when I wake up, my body doesn't necessarily do the same things as later in the afternoon when I've done most of these videos for you. So I wanted to show you what I do on mornings when I recently wake up and my body needs a little bit of a more of a warm up. So I have a ball, so go ahead, grab your ball, and let's do this together, okay? So let's lie down and just enjoy your body giving to the mat. So we're still on this theme of stability, mobility, but it's a gentle morning version. So as you're here, let's just take your legs sort of out to the edges of your mat, and we're just going to gently take your hips from side to side. Just gently warming up the hips and the low back. I like to do audible breaths, really releases any sort of tension in the body. You can kind of widen your hands or your arms with your palms up. And then just come to center, reaching your legs long and your arms long. Oh, give yourself a nice stretch. Circle the arms and the hands and the ankles. And bring it back to center, and then bend your legs and just take the thighs in. Circle the hips in the joint. Circle the other way. And then take your feet down, your arms out to the sides, and just bring your hips gently to one side. And if you're okay with it, you can tuck them in towards your chest. Breathing into your ribs, really trying to open up your ribs. And we'll take it over to the other side. And again, breathing into the ribs. And again, just do what feels good on the body. You can just do gentle, small rotations, or you could just lie on your back and breathe. And we hug in here. I'm going to push to my side, help myself up. Okay, and then we're going to spin it around, hands and knees. All right, your hands are going to go just underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, a nice long spine. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you're creating the longest flexion you can make, so don't just tuck it. We want to really find length in your spine as you flex. And then we go the other way and find extension. So on all fours, it's a little easier to find mobility in your spine, so I like to do this in the morning before I do my routine. It's like a warm up. And it really just helps me warm up the spine to do my Pilates work. Push into those feet. Try to get a stretch through the front of the ankles as well. And one more time. Good. Come to center. Just walk those hands forward a little bit. Push through the chest. And sit back on your heels. Take an inhale and an exhale. And just roll it on up through the spine. Good. Come up to all fours. Make a 90-degree and go both knees. And we're just going to sort of press through the hip. Open up those hips. I have really tight hips, so I like to warm them up. Make sure you're pressing long through the tail so you stay long in that low back. And then as you reach it forward, stay there. You can inch your foot forward so the knee stays in line with the ankle and your middle toes. And just lengthen here. And then scoop your belly as you push back. And just go back to wherever feels okay on your body. And again, lift the belly off your thigh as you come forward. And again, lift the belly off the thigh as you come back. Keep that foot down, just lengthen. And then just swing that leg around as you take the other leg up. 2 90-degree angles, push through the tail. And we're just gently going forward and back. Stretch long through that tail, belly in. Knee just keeps rocking through the middle toes. Take it over. You can inch that foot forward. Stay long through the tail even on these. And then pull the waistband back as you bring it back. And pull the belly as you come forward. So if you've done reformer work, this is similar to that foot on the bar where you're doing those splits, little thigh stretch. And pull the belly as you come forward. Every time you move, it initiates from the belly, arms on your back. And then we take the leg back, sit it back. Good. And roll it up as you grab your ball. Okay. So let's take the ball behind the mid back. All right. As you get your feet together, interlace the fingers behind your head to support your head. Now your feet are down, your hips are together, and your ankles are together. And I want you to just gently press your head into your hands and your hands into your head. Your elbows are not wide, they have a little lift towards the sky. And just feel how that stabilizes the back. And you can feel the arm connection on the back. All right. If you keep your interlacing your fingers and pull them apart, but they don't move, do you feel how that connects the back a little bit? And then feel that little engagement down. You're going to take an inhale over that ball. Feel yourself take the shape of the ball. And then exhale from the abdominals, you come up. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale up. Keep the stability of those arms so the head stays in the hands. Reach out of the crown of your head. And each time you go, I want you to think about stretching the spine even longer. Reach it long so the tail reaches in opposition. And you still have that opposing energy as you come up. So what's stable here, right? We have the feet, the thighs, the hips, the pelvis. Right? So keep that length in the pelvis. The pelvis might change a little bit as you come up and go back. But it still has that same energy of reaching long through the tail. And the hips are pulling towards the midline of your body. So are your ankles. And your feet are anchored. Give me one more here. Really stretch over. And the back is stable. The hands on the back. The arms on the back. All right, stay right here. Stretch one leg long and then the other leg. Pull the ankles and heels towards each other. Really stabilize and anchor the lower half of your body. Pull that waistband in and see if you could use your upper abs to lift your chest a little bit more. Keep energy pulling back into that ball. So you have that back and that reach. All right, so the whole body is actually going to stay stable like this. All that's moving are the arms on your back. So take an inhale. Exhale, pull energy into that ball. And every time you pull your upper abs into that ball, see if you can pull your chest and head up a little bit more. Keep the chest wide. Close those fingertips, reach long through those arms. So the arms are stable too. They're just working from the connection of the arms and the back to help destabilize you, if that's a word. So the arms are trying to unstable everything you're stabilizing. All right, you can either take the hands behind your head and go back, or you take the arms up by your ears and go back, whatever feels all right for you. If you're working the arms, you want to try to stretch the forearms towards the floor. And then we start to lift those arms, come into that flexion again, flex your feet. And we're going to dive up and over those legs. Pull your waistband back for 3, 2, 1, and then pull the waistband back as you go back. Stretch your body up and over. So look at what's moving. It's just the upper body. The lower body stays stable and anchored, pulling together, pulling down, stretching long. But what's also stable are those arms on your back, right? We don't want so much mobility going on there where we lose the foundation of those arms. So as you come up, keep those shoulders out of your ears. Keep the chest wide. You got one more. Good. This time, as you go back, grab that ball. You're going back. All right. So now we want to place this ball so that the heel goes on it. And that's going to be your stabilized. Okay. So really find the stabilization as you reach the other leg up. Anchor the arms. So we're stabilizing the entire body to give freedom of this leg to circle around 5 times each way. Keep your gaze up to the sky. And then 5 the other way. Hug it in. Awesome. All right, switch sides. And we reach up. Anchor that bottom half. Feel it before you move. The more you can feel your stabilization, right, the more efficient the mobility will be. And if you feel any clicking, just maybe lower your leg a little bit and stabilize that opposite leg a little bit more. Hug it in. Let's put both feet or heels on either side of that ball. Stretch your arms back. And we roll up, really squeeze that ball as you dive your body up and over. 3, 2, 1, and roll it up through the spine. Good. Let's grab that ball, take it behind your knees so we can really stabilize the lower half. We can feel if we lose our stabilization because we'll drop the ball. Elbows wide, heels towards each other. Feel your outer and inner hips. All right, inhale it back. Exhale it up. Did you lose the ball? Inhale it back. Exhale it up. One more time. Good. Go ahead, take the ball behind your mid back for your single leg stretch. Pulling your upper abs back into the ball. Pull, pull. Switch. Stabilize that whole body as you switch. Keep pressure into the ball with your upper abs. We're going to go into our double leg stretch. All right, this is really where I don't want you coming off that ball. Pull your upper abs into that ball. Don't lift off of it. And then wrap it back in. You got a giant inhale. Inhale, fill those lungs. Exhale, wrap it in. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take it down, and we're going to lift our hips and place the ball right underneath the hips, bringing your legs into your chest and up to the ceiling. All right, so we'll do our single straight leg here. So really anchor those arms, feel that wide chest, heavy heart. All right, and as those legs reach up, one leg is going to come in, one leg is going to come out. We're going to try to really keep the rest of our body stable, especially on this ball. This leg from the hamstring, power the pelvis. We pull, pull, and pull, pull. And every time you switch the legs, feel the connection to your center. Anchor those arms and hands, upper arms. Pull, 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 pull. Stretch long through that tail. Good. Both legs are straight now. And now double straight leg. We're going to reach long and go to wherever you can hold stable on that ball. And then from the center, pull back in. Remember, the legs reach. They reach long from your center. What's happening in your shoulders and upper back? They are stable. They're anchored into the earth. Soon as you feel them start to lift, those legs have gone too far. You're only going to the place where you can maintain your stabilization. That's where you're going to develop more strength. And you'll get stronger quicker instead of trying to go lower. All right. Pull the hips towards your midline. Pull the ankles towards your midline. One more time. Inhale. Really anchor and see if you can go just a smidge lower. Come up. Reach to the sky and bend it in. Good. Let's do a little bridge work here. Ball holding the thighs holding the ball. Roll yourself up. Good. And roll it down and really feel the mobility in your spine. Do you feel all those stable points in the mat? The feet, the hands, the upper arms, the back of the head. Reach through the crown of your head as you reach through the tail. 2 more times. As you roll down, are your shoulders rolling forward, or are you maintaining that wide chest and wide back? I have to constantly remind myself of that one. And hug it in. And go ahead, roll yourself up as we take our body over. All right, so I'm going to take the ball under my chest just to give myself a little bit more mobility this morning. All right, so letting your head release. All right, your feet are in that parallel position. Draw your belly in, reach along through that tail. So on your inhale, just coming to wherever feels good for you. I know it's the morning time, so you don't want to kind of push it, but really feel length in that spine. Feel the arms stable on the back. Feel that pelvis reaching long. So in order for the pelvis to remain stable, it actually has to do a lot of work. It has to really reach long through the tail, where you feel almost like the pubic bone gets heavier in the mat and the hip bones pull deeper towards your ribs. If I didn't do anything with my pelvis, what happens is actually, if I go up, it like strains right into my low back and it actually moves. My pelvis is going into more of an anterior tilt. So without being stable, it's actually creating vulnerability in that joint where I sear into the low back, and that's not good. So we want to really keep energy reaching long. And bring it down. All right, we're going to take that ball now. It's going to be a little bit more stabilization of the arms now. Wrist long, palms on that ball. So feel kind of your shoulders shrug to your ears and then shrug back down. So you feel how vulnerable that is. Pull down, and that's what we need to keep. Anchor the feet, spin those inner thighs up to the tail. So pull your belly in as you start to lift. So it really is initiated by the belly. The arms are on your back. So as you're lifting the spine, the arms pull that ball back, but it's coming from the back and belly, not coming from the hands. It's really not coming from the arms. Feel the arms because they're so stabilized on your back. They are working hard, and that's what makes the whole body work as one. The legs are reaching long. The feet are staying anchored. And you want to try not to break at those wrists, right? We'll do one more. And just bring it down. Take a little reach back just to release all of that work. Deep breath in and out. And we come. Take the ball right underneath our ribs. I love this because it really lets me feel my waist. So with the ball underneath your low ribs, you're going to find more stability. You're going to like find where it comes from. All right. Stack the heels and the hips. So use that ball as much as you need to until you feel like you've got it. Anchor the bottom leg as you lift the top. Now really reach that top leg longer than the bottom as we kick, 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 kick. All right, the rest of your body is so stable and you're reaching that spine long. Kick, 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 kick. Good job. One more each side. And then just hold it back there and really reach longer through your spine. And then we're just going to circle that leg. All right, and let's circle the other way. 5 each side. And come on up. Good, other way. Right underneath the ribs. All right, stretching along. All right, good. Once you feel connected, you can go for it. And remember, this arm is on your back, right? I never talked about that. So that bottom arm with that arm connection, to hold it stable, we don't crash into our wrist here and just hang out. It's easy to do. You want to kind of lift into that. The neck stays long and you're supported by your back. So if you were like to take your other arm too, do you feel your back there supporting your head as you push your head in your hands in your head? Yeah. Hold it back there, really stabilize, stretch along through that tail, and 5 circles. Look at that leg. Is it behind your body or is it still in line with it? And sometimes it feels like it's behind you, but it's only in line. It's interesting. Just a work in progress. Good. Circle each way. I think I did. And then come on up. Ah, good job. All right. So coming here. All right. Let's just give yourself another little cat stretch. Good. Come to center. And we're just going to thread our arm through as we reach long through our tail, feeling that twist. Stretch this arm to the opposite wall as you stay where the pelvis is. Come back up. So it's that upper body doing the rotation and your lower is staying square. Over and up and over. Good. One more each side. Good. And then tuck those toes. Let's roll it back onto the feet. All right. Let the heels drop as you roll it up through the spine. All right. And I want you to take it to the edge of your mat as you just bring your heels together. I don't know how gentle this one was. When I started moving, body started feeling good. I don't know how you feel. We're all different. Everyone's different. So just give your body what you need. As I explained in one of my videos last week, reach your arms up by your ears. We're going to dive forward. You got to give these workouts everything that you need. So I'm just here as your guide, giving you tools. But you listen. And now we're going to walk out 4 counts. So let the head stay where it is. Keep looking at your thighs as you walk down, 4 counts. And then when you hit the 4th, you find your plank. All right. And then we're going to pull the waistband, pull the ribs up to the sky, and you walk back 4 counts. 4. Keep lifting from the ribs and the belly. 3, 2, and 1. Stabilize those legs, pull at the hips, pull them towards your midline, use the power of your pelvis as you lift up to the sky. Again, we dive it down. As you dive it down, you're pulling the ribs up, pulling the waistband back. Same feeling. Legs are anchored. Walk out 4 counts. Keep the head down until you find your plank. Plank, everything's stable, right? Make all those connections we've made in the last few weeks. Pull the waistband up, pull the ribs up, come back 4. Try to keep your hips stable. And then pull yourself up and circle it around. Good. All right. Let's keep our gaze forward here. Close your eyes. And just feel the feels. Does a side feel more worked than the other? That's just information for you. Do you feel anchored, or do you feel like you're still sitting in your joints? Let's just lift the heels. You can open your eyes to do this. Lift your heels and see, where is that coming from, and lowering it down. Is it coming from the calves, ankles, and feet? Or do you feel it up to your center hips and power the pelvis? And lower down. Good. And then just release. Let's take our legs, undo them a little bit, sit the hips back, and just let the spine go, let the head go. I hope you enjoyed this routine with me on this beautiful morning. Like a rag doll, just roll yourself up. Really good job. Really good job. So it's interesting when we start a workout where we think our body is, right? And then we start moving it, and it can feel completely different than you thought it was going to. I woke up a little stiff this morning, thinking this was going to be really, really easy movement and gentle. But then my body was telling me, push yourself a little bit. I want to move. So I just gave it a little bit more mobility than I had planned. So just know that that happens. We're different every day. We can think one thing, but then when we start moving, our body can be at a different place. So that's why it's really important to move our bodies regularly, daily, because we may think that we don't want to, but then when our body starts going, it's like, yes, thank you. Thank you for doing this. So even on those days where you just really don't feel like doing it, like this morning, I shouldn't be really saying this as a Pilates instructor, but I want to be honest with you because I'm human too. I love Pilates. I love everything about it. I've loved learning about it over these past 20 years. I mean, I love it. And I hope you're developing that love too if you haven't already developed it. Um, but you can love something so much and it's still difficult to do, right? We're not doing easy stuff here, but we're doing doable stuff, and we're doing stuff that's good for us, and it's more than just physical movement. It's so many different layers, because how we represent ourselves on the mat, how we take our mat practice into our bodies, and how we treat it, and is how we treat everything else in our lives, right? So it's like how we do one thing is how we do everything, right? So are you consistent on the mat? Or maybe not so consistent, and can you relate that to other things in your life, that you're sort of consistent at times and then other times are not, or you have really good intentions but can't seem to make the leap to doing what you want to do, so if we can really use this practice to develop a skill of consistency, um, responsibility, right? Self integrity. If you tell yourself you're going on the mat and you don't, how does that feel? How do you feel when you make yourself that promise of going on the mat and then it doesn't happen, right? I know for me that it's such a crummy feeling, and can you relate that to other things in your life where you're making yourself promises and you're not following through? So let's take our mat practice. We tell ourselves we're going to go on it. Let's go on it. Let's be integral to ourselves, because when we have that integrity with ourselves, we bring it out into the world, and that's what the world needs. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you next time. We still have lots of workouts together, so I'm super excited for that, and I'll see you soon. Bye now. To get more out of this challenge, you need to get the Ultimate Pilates Planner. It has everything you need to work from the inside out. So you're going to really work on the mind part of the mind-body connection. You're going to have trackers to keep you consistent and accountable. And my favorite part of this all is you're going to have bonus workouts. So if you don't have time for 20 minutes, you get these quick little 8 to 10 minute workouts to really fit into your day.
You're going to get an email in your inbox every day with a journal prompt plus the link to the workout of that day, and maybe some other little goodies for me to keep you inspired and accountable. So head over to balancetothecore.com/transformin4.